Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today is going to be the first episode of a new series called Bey Talks. Basically, they're like podcast-style episodes that I'm going to be making that are super simplistic, but they get the point across on why I don't want to do like commentary videos on certain things. So, let's get into it. My first episode is actually going to be based on a question on why people just hate Beyblade X a lot. I think, today, I was watching a TikTok slideshow of basically X bays that are based on burst bays or bays from different generations. Like, they showed Impact Drake, and then they showed Dragoon, and then they showed Aero Pegasus, and they showed Big Bang Pegasus, so on and so forth for other generations. And they showed Perseus Dark and Gravity Destroyer, or Gravity Perseus. So, my question is, why the comments was like an entire war saying X is trash, X is like absolute booty, X is absolute garbage, and that's what I aim to answer today. I don't want to go all informational on this, but all I gotta say about why people most likely hate X is because they have nostalgia goggles on the majority of the time when they watch stuff from the older generations or the new gen. New gen is pretty much the stuff that the people that watch the old stuff don't really like because of the nostalgia and the fact that it's different from the other generations. And I can totally see where they're coming from with that. I mean, for X, it's like they have a whole new gimmick with the Extreme Dash gimmick on the stadium where they rip around the stadium at high speeds. But the argument that I'm seeing is that most people say that most, if not all the attacks are based around the X rail. And they're not wrong. They're definitely not wrong. There are more attacks that are based all around the X rail. But that doesn't mean all the attacks that are made by attack types in this generation are, majority of the time, the X line. For the Extreme Rail, majority of the time, that's like a supplementary for some bays, like the Dran bays, or any attack combo of a Beyblade. But you can still tilt your launch to probably get an upper attack. Look at Shark Edge. Even though it rips around the stadium, you can still tilt the launcher a little bit, and then you can get a good upper attack on your opponent. That's why I think not all the X arguments or the X hate is really warranted, because of it's a new generation and there are new gimmicks. So why just hate on that? And another thing I want to bring up is that since it's the beginning of a new generation, most people hate it. But didn't we hate Burst when Metal Fight ended? Didn't most people hate Metal Gen when Plastic Gen ended? I mean, this new gen hate only happens at the beginning of a generation. Most people hated, the Burst generation the most because of how it basically replaced the Metal Gen. But look at it now. Burst is part of the top three, set with the big three of the Beyblade gens. But now X is getting the hate. And another thing, the generations before only had simplistic stadiums. And another argument I saw brought up in the comments of the video was special moves, and how some special moves in the anime were translated decently well into real life. Are we forgetting the fact that the Extreme line is used heavily in the anime? And even though majority of the moves in the anime use the Extreme line, not all moves have to be with the Extreme line. Are we forgetting that? Sure, many attack types, if not all attack types, and some balance types, do have the ability to do the Extreme line, and majority of the time, they use the Extreme line. But you could just tilt your launcher, as I mentioned earlier in the video. And plus, in the Burst generation, only a couple of special moves were used, and in real life, only a couple special moves translated really well, like the Phoenix Armor and stuff like that. But in the X generation, we have more simplistic gimmicks, high weight for Phoenix Wing, or the destabilization gimmick for Viper Tail. And those gimmicks work really well. Are we forgetting that the gimmicks in the anime and the gimmicks that are in real life pretty much for the X series are 1-to-1 with the anime? Come on, guys. Now, I'm not trying to be like an X-Glaze or anything. I don't know why I said that. But, I'm not trying to, like, overhype the X series. That isn't what I am. That isn't what I am. I'm not, like, a person who just joined when X, started getting popular. I mean, X is getting popular right now, but I'm not, like, those type of people. I was, like, a heavy Burst Gen person whenever, I first got introduced to Beyblade. And a little bit of Metal Fight person because of, my uncle's collection. And, yeah, I'm not saying the X Gen is bad, and I'm not saying that any other gen is bad. Beyblade is Beyblade. Why are we getting mad over another gen when we could, you know, I don't know, be happy with all the gens? Like, come on. These type of comments show that the nostalgia goggles are kind of glued onto people's faces. Like, they only see the old gen as the good gen, and the new gen as the bad gen. So, yeah, do what you will, as I say, with this information. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's Bey Talk. If you guys like to see more of these, and if you guys want me to talk about more topics like these, or you want to recommend a topic for me to do for one of these episodes, be sure to comment down below on this video. So anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tune in next time. Goodbye, folks.